Hello, hello, hello. Arro Wellness, Robert Beighton. I'm here today to talk about the hinge. Now the hinge is a really important element of not only lower body moves, also upper body moves as well, okay? It's imperative you can hinge correctly when you're deadlifting. It's imperative you can hinge correctly when you're squatting as well. And also bent over rows, kettlebell swings and various other movements as well. But the thing is, it's often performed wrong and also with dangerous consequences. I've seen, a few injuries from people not performing this correctly, okay? And also getting lower back strains and whatnot, okay? So the way I coach it is very, very simple. Now don't get me wrong, not everyone can get into a hinge position, okay, and sometimes there's limiting factors with regards to mobility or flexibility and also the spine health itself, okay. So this is not one size fits all, okay, but as a general rule, this is the way I coach the hinge. So it looks something like this. I'd often get my clients to stand close to a wall because then they know they're not going to fall over. A, which is really important as well, but B, you can also feel there's like sort of an end point to it all, alright? So what we're going to do is, we're going to place the hands in the grooves here, between the top of the legs and the lower part of the abdomen, so right in there, okay? So you can feel that, feel yourself hinging. And what you're going to do is, first you're going to stand against the wall, body upright, and you're going to take half a foot step forward, okay? That's how you start this, alright? So feet straight outside the shoulders, planted normally on the floor, don't overthink it. And from that position, I'm going to drive my hips back, keep my back flat, but I'm going to try and squeeze my fingers in between this groove here. So once we can do that safely, okay, so you don't look like this, which is what you often see people doing, okay, you take another half step forward, and then we'll just keep building on that, bend the knees slightly as we go back, driving the hands into that groove, like so. And once you can do this movement here, you can then turn to a full-on hinge. Hands on the front of the legs like so, drive the hips back, bend the knees ever so slightly on the descent, and there we look, you can see a flat back, okay, and a hinge movement. Now, often people to do this hinge movement, they will hyperextend the back and posteriorly tilting the pelvis too much, okay? So anteriorly tilting the pelvis too much. So really, I wouldn't focus on that. I wouldn't focus on trying to get into the hinge by doing that, because you're going to hurt your lower back, okay? Now, often people can't do this, they can't do this hinge movement correctly. They can't match the cognitive series in their brains to do that, because the body hasn't done it before. Maybe they sit down for a living, or they have previous back injuries, or they do a sport that limits their mobility in their back. And for this, I will get people doing something like a hip thrust, which basically then forces the body into that lower portion of the hinge. Okay, that's the hinge movement. I'm Robert Beighton, arrowwellness.com, ARRO wellness.com, patreon.com/ARRO wellness. Join me on the journey. That's your Arrow tip of the week.